President Cyril Ramaphosa will host President Emmerson Mnangagwa of the Republic of Zimbabwe for the fourth session of the South Africa-Zimbabwe Binational Commission in Pretoria today. For more on that story, we are joined on the line by SABC News Specialist Correspondent Sophie Mokoena. Sophie, good morning to you. Talk to us about the top priorities on the agenda as South Africa and Zimbabwe get ready for this meeting.
Liam, this will be a continuation of the binational commission that was held in 2019, and therefore the two countries will be focusing on trade and investment, but also the relationship as it relates to two countries at government and political level. You know that President Ramaphosa, as the chair of SADC, when he was closing the SADC meeting in Durban, he emphasized a need for the SADC member states to work together to build a strong economy in the region. Now, what they have identified as leaders is that for the economy of this region to develop and to grow in a rate that would assist member states to be able to address the issues of unemployment and poverty in their respective countries, you have to ensure that the current corridors in the regions do work, and they work very well. And therefore, the emphasis on infrastructure is quite important. Now, you know that the route between South Africa and Zimbabwe, you know, your Bay Bridge border post, you can reach up to the DRC, and therefore it is a strong corridor in terms of movement of goods. And if you are able to ensure that the infrastructure is well established, but also the communication and the network functions well, you will be able to improve not only the trade and the economy of these two countries, but also the region in general.
Talk to us about I suppose a question would be is how will the outcomes of this commission address migration? Because this is one of the biggest problems as well as economic challenges that affect both countries.
When you look at the speech of the Minister of International Relations of South Africa, Ronald Lamola, he did emphasize a need to address the issue of migration to ensure that it's well regulated, but also it is in line with the laws of respective countries. Because if you don't do that, you risk a situation where there will be challenges. When I was speaking to the president of Botswana, Duma Boko, he summed it very well, this issue of migration, and also indicating that if you don't do that, you will see a situation where you will experience some civil unrest. But secondly, blaming the employers of some countries where they are abusing migrants by paying them mega salaries. And therefore, that is why people will always employ people who come from outside their country, because they know that some of them are not even unionized. I think these are the issues that they will talk about as leaders today. But I know, I spoke to the Foreign Affairs Minister of Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe believes that migration is a healthy thing, but also believes that you cannot stop movement of people. And also the emphasis is that you can't pull and push sectors, because these countries are integrated. There are people who are of South Africa origin, but they are Zimbabweans. There are people who are Zimbabweans, but there's links with South Africa. And therefore, it is very, very difficult.
Sophie Mokoena talking to us about this upcoming meeting. Thank you very much for just giving us a bit of, I suppose, a foreground information before it kicks off.